this award means the world to myself and our team. We're almost 1,000 employees strong now, and it took us a decade to get to where we are. We didn't grow fast, but we grew at a pace that was comfortable for us, and chose really great locations. That's the number one rule in restaurants and retail, right? Location, location, location. And so we've really worked hard to be patient and pick the right locations. I know it's cliche to say that our success is because of our employees, but it truly is. We've been in business for, it'll be 36 years next month. We have employees that have been with us for 36 years. 80% of our managers have been with us for 10 years or more, which is an astounding stat in the restaurant industry. That brings a ton of experience and just wealth of knowledge that they can impart to our other 900 employees. Giving back to our community has always been part of our cultural place in our company. It really derived from employees who just appreciated us, not just being a for-profit company. They wanted us to give back. They really, really embrace our Feed NH organization, which is the Great New Hampshire Restaurants Charitable Trust. And fortunately, we've been able to still give back to the community. As recent as this past Monday, we gave $30,000 to Pups for Heroes, which is a really cool organization that rescues puppies to train them to be companion or emotional support animals for veterans and first responders. We're able to do it through our Great New Hampshire Restaurants Charitable Trust. The restaurants, not so much, because as you probably know, we're just not as profitable as we were. Let's talk about the pandemic and what it's brought to our company and to our industry. It's been the most difficult time in my life and in my career, as I think any restaurateur in the entire country would agree. To get a phone call from someone at the state level saying, we're just giving you a heads up, we're going to shut down the restaurants at midnight on March 16th. I had literally called a meeting with our leadership team that afternoon because I had seen that our sales were down the previous week by about 20% heading into the weekend. And I said, something is up. I think it's got to be this coronavirus thing, because we were just hearing about it, right? Literally, we're sitting down to meet, and I stood up, I tore apart the agenda, and I said, we're getting shut down at midnight. We gotta scramble and figure out what we're doing. And I'm not proud of this moment, but I remember posting on our private Facebook page, and I had to lay them off digitally, and tell them, I'm sorry this has happened, but we're only going to be open for takeout for the foreseeable future. We kept on our 100 managers to operate the restaurants. I actually worked at the Copper Door the very first 2 weeks, working the pizza oven, and it brought me back to my roots when I started, as a kitchen manager 30-something years ago. And I'm 55 now, and I can't hang with that kind of volume in business. But I cried many nights, Heidi, many nights, until we got our PPP money. I seriously had no idea what was going to happen to our company. During the first few weeks of the pandemic, when we had no funding from the federal government, we were losing $100,000 a week. And, restaurants don't have rainy day funds that can last forever. We're in a fortunate situation because we're a larger company, and we plan for situations, not quite like a pandemic, but we do plan for that. I feel badly for the small independents. I feel badly for the guy or the woman that has a one-off restaurant. I've talked to many single independent restaurateurs, and they're frightened. They're really frightened to lose their livelihood that they've built for 10, 20 years. Once we got our PPP funding in the middle of April, I was more optimistic. We got the funding. We hired back all of our employees, as the CARES Act was intended to get people back on the payroll and not on unemployment. I've talked to many people, business owners and restaurateurs around the country that really struggled to get employees to come back, especially when the extra $600 a week from the feds was enacted. Some people were making more just staying home. We were blessed and fortunate, and I think the investments that we've made in our staff over the years paid off. They wanted to come back to work. We didn't lose one single manager. They were working well over 60 hours a week during the takeout only period. But everybody is stuck with it because they believe in great New Hampshire restaurants. And it's what we've built over 30 years and surely over the last decade. I never would I have imagined this would have dragged on into the summer. Never mind, here we are in October. I'm not feeling as positive as I was heading into the winter because we lose all of our outdoor dining, which accounts for about 35% of our sales right now. We do have heaters and tents, but once the snow goes, we can't keep the tents up. So I've shared this many times in interviews that people ask me, what do you think is going to happen this winter? And I tell them, I try to keep it lighthearted and tell them my crystal ball has been backordered from Amazon for the third time in a row. I don't know. I can't predict how comfortable customers are going to be dining inside. We're operating at a higher standard than the state requires. We really take safety at an all-time seriousness high right now. And I just hope and pray that customers will feel comfortable. You know, our T-Bones concept skews a little more elderly for a clientele. So that has been a little bit difficult for the T-Bones concepts. But, you know, we're getting creative every single day, every single week. Yeah. So, and I just want to say thank you to Business New Hampshire Magazine for recognizing all the winners. It couldn't have come at a better time for my spirits, so thank you.